Hello, friends. Namaste. Again, we meet today on this Friday for Friday Wisdom Hour, which we are conducting from quite some time. So, in today's Friday Wisdom Hour, we have Pavani Malika Madam. She is representing ISKCON Raichur. She is into Krishna Bhakti from past 7+ years. She has organized more than 75+ sessions, online and offline sessions. And in the free time, she teach Bhagavad Gita to kids. And she holds the bachelor degree in fine arts and attained Bhakti Shastri title. So let us welcome Pavani Madam for today's session. And today, Hare Krishna. And today she will be sharing us the stories of Sri Krishna and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we all like stories, and so tonight let us enjoy the stories of the great gurus, Sri Krishna and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Welcome, madam. Welcome to our Friday Wisdom Hour.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
I hope my voice is audible.
Yes, it is audible.
Is there any disturbance from here?
No disturbance.
No disturbance. It's all clean. Okay. Hare Krishna. I'm very happy to again come back and join with you all to discuss the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, as we had discussed a few of the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which were amazing to listen, and they are beyond our understanding. So we have discussed these pastimes of how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came into this world. What was the reason why Lord Shri Krishna had to take the form of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to come to this world and preach to us about what is Krishna Bhakti and how a devotee is supposed to be. So if we see a complete pastimes and complete life of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is just an amazing, outstanding, and ideal devotee who would always think of Lord Krishna, tell of Lord Krishna. So he sings in one of his bhajan telling that Bhaja Gauranga, all these acharyas who have written about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they tell that always Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was into the mood of Krishna. In the same way, all the devotees who like Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and whose life is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they have written few of the songs like Bhaja Gauranga, Kaha Gauranga, Laha Gaurangera Namre, Jai Jana Gauranga Bhaje, Sehoy Amara Pranare. So it says Bhaja Gauranga, Kaha Gauranga, sing of Lord Gauranga, tell of Lord Gauranga, and take the name of Lord Gauranga. So when you take the name of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, only just telling the name Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, many of our bad qualities will just wash away by taking the name of the Lord, because the name of the Lord has innumerable powers, because Lord have put all his powers into his name, where anybody who chants the name of the Lord is directly elevated to the platform of a pure devotee. So if one has to understand Sri Krishna or Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we should always walk in the footsteps of his devotees. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also shows this example in his life, where he had accepted a teacher whose name is Madhavendra Puri. So there are many other people for whom Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted as an elderly person, as a guide, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is showing us a best example that Spiritual studies are not just to understand by our own will or by our own understanding. Spiritual studies are being taken by a guru. So there is particular process how we should receive the knowledge. It's not like we can receive the knowledge of spirituality from anywhere and from anyone. So here Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu have shown that examples by just accepting a spiritual master, and he also had rejected his normal life. He took sannyas and he went out for preaching. So today we will be discussing around 2 to 3 pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, where how Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had dealt with different kind of people and different levels of people. So as we were discussing about the Pauganda Leela or the young, like when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very young, when he was he could able to speak, he could able to go to school. So how he was behaving. So that's what we had discussed in our past classes. But so today we will be discussing about a few more pastimes. After that, how Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to be. I think so we can conclude, I would be concluding the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu today, because understanding pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in depth is only being understood by a pure devotee. So, we are not at that level of pure devotional stage. So we will be just discussing about few of the important pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Once upon a time, there was a Pandit whose name was Keshava Kashmiri. So he was very, very, very scholarly person who could recite, who could, who could make his own songs in Sanskrit. He was so expert in Sanskrit that he was a disciple of Lord Saraswati. And he was such a great devotee of Lord Saraswati, where Saraswati was on his tongue. And she used to recite all those verses, and she used to give him that knowledge, what he wanted to speak on. So Keshava Kashmiri was such a great devotee of Saraswati Devi. So what Keshava Kashmiri used to do is he used to do tarka. He used to go to different places, do tarka, and many of the people who could not defeat him, so they would give him a certificate that, oh, he won it, like that. So there would be some certification like this. Keshava Kashmiri was very, very famous, who was coming from North India. So meanwhile, he came to this place called Bengal, Mayapur, Navadvip, and he got to know that there is a scholarly child or a young boy whose name is Vishwambara. So Vishwambara is one of the name of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu again. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had lots of names. His nickname was Nimai, and he was also called as Gauranga, because all of his body part were gold in complexion, and he looked very attractive. Gaura means gold, and Anga means body parts. So Gaura Anga. So he's called Gauranga. Then he has his name, which was named. So his name was Vishwambara. So, and he was also called as Nimai Pandita, because he was very expert in all the kind of knowledges. So he came across Keshava Kashmiri, got to know that there is a expert child here whose name is Vishwambara. Nobody can defeat him. When Keshava Kashmiri heard that, he wanted to defeat Vishwambara. and wanted to prove himself that I'm really great. I'm a best scholar. So Keshava Kashmiri was sitting and reciting some verses near the Ganges. And Vishwambara heard all those songs, and there was a conversation between Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Vishwambara. Sorry, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the Keshav Kashmiri. So these two people were discussing, and Keshava Kashmiri comes and says many of the verses in front of Nimai, that is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu just quotes one sloka from all that, and he says, your grammar was wrong in this place. And Keshava Kashmiri was thinking, how could this be possible? A small guy who could just pick out one mistake from all these 108 verses I just recited, and those recitations were nowhere written either. And when he asked, okay, then do you remember? Then Nimai says, yes, I remember. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu could easily tell all those 108 slokas from starting to ending, whatever he said. So Keshava Kashmiri was really astonished to listen to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu telling all those 108 verses, and later he also started telling what is the meaning of those verses and why do we use those Sanskrit syllables there. And he said that you were wrong at this place. So Keshava Kashmiri really got offended from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he thought, how could this be possible? How could a young boy come and defeat me? And he becomes very morose at that time, and he just moves away from that place, and he challenges him to meet him tomorrow. Later on, Keshava Kashmiri will go to his home, to his kutira, and he will start praying to Lord Saraswati, and he just takes a nap. In his dream, Lord Saraswati says that the knowledge that I am giving you is all from Lord Krishna, and that Krishna is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and I am giving the knowledge to you by them. So you are trying to defeat such a person who have given knowledge to me. Then Lord Saraswati tries to say those words, and immediately just goes away, and he just opens his eyes and he sees it's a dream, and where Lord Saraswati was speaking to him, and he will pray to her. And next day, when he realized that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is none other than Krishna, and it is been said by Lord Saraswati, who was his Ishtadevata, so he goes and falls onto the feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and says uh, many of the verses that can glorify Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and takes his shelter. Like this, even a scholarly person just went in front of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, fell on his feet just like a grass, and begged for forgiveness. Then we got to see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would always chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, every moment, every second. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would do kirtan every day, I mean, more than 24 hours, sometimes 72 hours, like this, countless hours, number of hours. They used to sit and do kirtan at a place where all of the devotees would come together. They would sit and chant the name of Lord. So once what happens is at that time all these Nawabs were ruling those places, Bengal and the other place. So the Nawab who was there in Bengal was Chankazi. So this Chankazi, his servants will go and inform him, telling that this Nimai is always doing chanting very loudly, and he's trying to break all the rules and regulations. Like this, they say in many of the complaints of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Chankazi, and Chankazi becomes very, very angry. When Chankazi heard that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is continuing all of his kirtan in the Srivas Angan, so he will become very, very angry, and he sends his servants to go and break the mridangas and the kartals that they are using. Mridanga is a drum that is bigger on one side, smaller on the other side. Those are mainly used in Bengal. They are also known as khol. So those are the musical instruments that they use, and we know kartal. This is what is kartal. So all these instruments they used to use to constantly do kirtan. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had huge members who would play kirtan, who would play kartal, who would multiple people dancing together. Their dance was very ecstatic. I can't even express how their dance was, but of course you should all try to chant the name of the Lord and try to understand how those pastimes are so amazing. When they would dance, their legs would touch their head, so they would not, they would be very excited that they would jump up to very high and dance in various ways that they can please Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this is how they used to dance. And when these Chankazi's servants they come here, they become very angry, and they try to stop these people, but they all are in ecstasy. They are just beyond this world. They are just singing, dancing, and playing mridangas and kartals. Nobody's consciousness is in that place where they were. So that person, he just snatches the mridanga, breaks it like from mid. He just throws it down and snatches the kartal and throws them down. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu suddenly heard this sound, he becomes very angry. His eyes will turn red, and he says, "Who is that who is trying to stop our kirtan?" And when they got to know that they were actually going to different places and doing kirtan. So in one of the place, when they heard that Chankazi have done this, Chankazi's servants, so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu becomes very, very angry on that person, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was not there, but some of the messengers came to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and say that this is what have happened. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, he alerts the complete Bengal, telling that, come on, now we have to chant more loudly. So many of the devotees, thousands of devotees come and gather at that time, where there are 14 Mridanga players and around 20 plus people who are playing kartals. Like this, there were more than 14 groups coming from different places, and there were people who were singing. So there were two people who were leading kirtan, and they were playing mridangas and kartals. Like this, all these people directly came in front of Chankazi, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that we will teach a lesson to Chankazi the next day for breaking the mridanga, because mridanga, according to the scriptures, is Lord Balarama himself. Krishna, Balarama's mood is like, how can I make Krishna happy every moment, every second? So to make Krishna happy, he changes himself as footwear. He changes himself as a cushion. He changed himself as Anantasesh. He changed himself as, he expanded himself as in all these musical instruments that we use today. So like this, Lord Balarama was always in the service attitude towards Krishna. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard that Mridanga was broken, he said they have hurt Balarama. It's not just an instrument. So they are trying to stop our movement of chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu have directly come from Goloka to this world to just preach the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So when Chankazi was stopping this, he became very angry and he tried to fight against it. So like this, many of the people will come together there in front of Chankazi's place. And listening to all that mridanga, drums and everything, complete Chankazi's house was shaking, vibrating. And more than the vibration of his house, his heart was vibrating like anything, because he was scared. He was scared to listen that thousands of people are coming with the mridangas and kartals, chanting the name of the Lord and telling, and one clear voice of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu telling that, where are you, just come out. So Chankazi was so shocked. He was worried and he was thinking, how should I do? What should I do? He still sends his messenger outside and says that Chankazi is not here. But he doesn't say. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says he is inside. Ask him to come out. Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu knows everything. So Chankazi comes out. He comes out. He sees Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and there is a great conversation between Chankazi and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, where Chankazi puts out so many arguments regarding cow killing, regarding few of the talks in Quran, and he also puts up so many other matters in front of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu starts clearing each and every doubts of Chankazi, and Chankazi was slowly getting very interested and impressed. And Chankazi narrates a story at that time, telling that, oh Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I didn't know that you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna yourself. I never knew this. Then what made you understand that? That's what the question was asked. So Chankazi narrates, telling that yesterday, after all that situation, when I went to the bed, a lion came into my room. He was half lion, half man. He directly came, sat on my chest, and tried to, just tear my body into two parts. I was requesting and begging him, please forgive me, please forgive me. Tell me, who are you? Let me know your identity. Then it was Narahari, Lord Narsimha himself, who came to make Chankazi understand, how would the mood of Chankazi would be when he was sleeping, and there is a person who is half lion and half man, and he is directly coming and sitting on his stomach and trying to tear his chest into two parts. So when Chankazi was narrating the story of Narahari and telling that, I understood that you are none other than the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The moment he said this word, he falls on the feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and says, "O Lord, I never knew that you are the Lord whom even we also worship." He says, Allah is also your devotee. He starts telling about all that things mentioned in the Quran, and he says that Supreme Personality of Godhead is you only. What the Quran is saying all about is you only. So I surrender unto you, and he surrenders himself unto him, and then he starts chanting the name of the Lord. Now also, if we go to West Bengal, that is Mayapur Dham, in the Antardweep, we have this place called Chankazi Samadhi. When Chankazi have left his body, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had declared clearly, telling that the person who comes and just visits the Samadhi, Chankazi Samadhi, he just gets Krishna Prema. So it's a very beautiful place where there is a big tree. It's a neem tree, and then below that there is a Chankazi Samadhi, where even Muslims and Hindus, everybody will go and worship Chankazi. We all will go there and sit and chant and do kirtan because Chankazi liked the movement of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So this is how the pastime of Chankazi, although he was a Muslim, he was actually none other than the Kamsa in the pastime of Krishna. So in Krishna pastime, he was Kamsa. In this pastime of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that same Kamsa is Chankazi here, who is coming and surrendering on to Lord. So like this is a pastime of Chankazi. And after this pastimes of Lord doing kirtans in the Mayapur Dham, he wanted to go to Jagannath Puri for the great Indian festival, or great festival, the festival of chariot, they called it as. So it is Jagannath Rath Yatra. So I think so you might have been known about Jagannath Rath Yatra, how glorious and how opulent this festival is being organized and celebrated. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu goes all the way from Bengal to Orissa, that is Puri Dham, where he wanted to see Lord Jagannath. So he directly comes to the Puri temple and he just faints down there. And there he meets, there was a person called Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. He was a Mayavadi. He didn't ever believe that Lord has a form. He says Lord is a power, Lord is a Shakti, so we should meditate on the Shakti. All these were the concepts of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. When he saw that some great person who is very attractive is fallen there on the ground, so Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya will take him to his place and tries to treat him. But when Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya touched Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he started feeling something very different. And the moment he touched Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he felt beyond this world. Later on, we got to see there was lots of conversation after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wakes up from his ecstatic feeling. There are many of ecstatic feelings where people cry, they are happy, they laugh, they dance, they faint, they roll on the ground. All these are some of the ecstatic symptoms of devotion mentioned in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Of course, at the basic level, we will not understand all those ecstatic symptoms. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu just faints down and he started, then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya will treat him well. Then when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wakes up, he sees that he is near Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya narrates everything what he did. Then after that, there was a great conversation between Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, where Bhattacharya started asking Chaitanya Mahaprabhu about Vedanta philosophy. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was hearing Vedanta philosophy from Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, and after some time, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya asked Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, "Did you understand whatever I said?" Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, my understanding of Vedanta philosophy was very, very good. But after listening to your Vedanta philosophy, I forgot what Vedanta philosophy I knew, because your Vedanta philosophy is completely speculative. Then, hearing this, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was astonished. What is this? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is speaking like this, and he starts inquiring about what is the Vedanta philosophy that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had. And there was a 7-day conversation between Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya in a room where they completely discussed about the pastimes, about the Vedanta philosophy. All those 7 days, they discussed only on Vedanta philosophy. And after discussing Vedanta philosophy, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya realized that all these knowledge that he have been acquired from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu can only be given such clearly by the Supreme Personality of God himself. So none other than Lord himself can make anybody understand the Vedanta philosophy so perfectly. So by listening to all this Vedanta philosophy, he surrenders onto Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, falls at his feet and says, kindly accept me. And then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya recites 108 verses to glorify Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Like this, there were so many verses recited by Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, glorifying closest devotees, where he can discuss all those pastimes of Sri Krishna and Radharani. So this is how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was being Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed mercy on Bhattacharya. So there are many other pastimes apart from this, where once Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, after meeting Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, there was Gundicha Mandira Marjana. Gundicha Mandira Marjana is nothing but cleaning a temple. Its name is Gundicha. So in Jagannath Puri, there are 2 temples. One is the Sri Mandir and the other is the Gundicha Mandir. So Jagannath, Lord Jagannath, will be shifted from Sri Mandir to Gundicha Mandir, and from Gundicha Mandir back to Sri Mandir. And this is the Ratha Kart festival. What happens? That Sri Mandir is nothing but the Dwarka, and this Gundicha Mandir is considered to be Vrindavana. So from Dwarka, Krishna comes to Vrindavan. He takes rest here. He stays here for some days, and there will be Ulta Rath Yatra from there back to the Gundicha, to the Sri Mandir. Is there any disturbance you're hearing here? No. So from they come back to the Sri Mandir. So before Lord Jagannath comes to the Gundicha Mandir will be cleaned. That festival, that time is called Mandira Marjana time. So we all ISKCON devotees, we also do Gundicha Mandira Marjana. We start cleaning the complete temple, every nook and corner of the temple. So there is a great secret. Why do they do this Gundicha Mandira Marjana? They say that when we clean the temple, we clean our hearts. How cleanly we are cleaning the temple or the floor or the walls, whatever cleaning part we are doing in the temple premises, will always work on cleaning our hearts. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to show this, that serving Lord and his paraphernalia, his place, is very, very important for us to become a nice devotees. So that's the reason why we should go to temple. We go to temple to take association from devotees. We also go to temple to try to clean our hearts by cleaning the temple premises, by greeting the devotees, by falling on devotees' feet, and just taking their dust and applying it on our forehead. When we do this, we become more humble, we become more calm, we also, behave the right way, how Lord wants us to be. We always want to be like everything is mine. I'm the best. I'm like this. I'm so and so. This is what we are. But when we go in front of Lord, everybody will fall on his feet. Everybody will fall on his feet. Because Krishna never said that I am the Lord, but he showed everything to us that he is the Lord by his knowledge, by his denunciation, by his power, by his opulence, by everything that he has. So Krishna is is everything in this world. So that's the reason we go to temple. We just are not going to temple to put our list in front of Lord that Lord, I need the car. Please try to arrange something for me. Lord, I should pass in my examination. Oh Lord, I should get this job. Please see that I get this job. I am putting a little bit of money or little bit of donation in this hundi. Kindly accept this and please give me something. We're not going to Lord and to do some business deals, I'm giving this to you, you give something to me. We're not going to Lord for this reason. We are going to temple only and only to cleanse our karmas. Our past karmas should be cleansed so that we know what is our identity. We know who we are and why we are here. Why should we serve like this? All these reasons must be known by us. So this is very, very important. So that's the reason we are going to temple. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to introduce this Gundita Mandira Marjana. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked all of his devotees to collect brooms, to collect mops, cloth, pots, water, everything from all the places. And then they started cleaning the temple. So when they were cleaning the temple, everybody were busy cleaning the floor, the roof, the walls, each and every nook and corner of that place. And there was so much dust. And devotees were competing, telling that, oh, I could clean so much today. So my heart is cleansed so much today. So like that, they had multiple days of cleaning where they used to clean the complete temple. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very, very pleased to see all those devotees so enthusiastically cleaning the temple. And there were also some devotees who were looking at Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and these devotees would pour water on Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's feet. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was cleaning a little higher platform, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was sitting there and cleaning, so these devotees, they took a chance telling that, oh, we are cleaning this floor. They put water on that place and try to take it and drink it, because Lord's dust is, nobody gets it so easily. But all these devotees were so excited that they all took a chance to take the dust of the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, just drink it as water, put it on their body, and pray that, oh Lord, at least now please accept us as your disciple, as your servant. So this were the prayers they were doing. So this is how they Chaitanya Mahaprabhu introduced Gundicha Mandira Marjana. So even we also continue that doing. So no matter whether we are cleaning any part of the temple, it may be the bathrooms, it may be the living room or the hall or Lord's Garbhagraha. or the altar, the main altar of Radha Krishna, or we are cleaning the deities or deity paraphernalia, we should clean it with the only one intention, telling that I'm cleaning this so that my heart gets cleansed. So this is how this Gundicha Mandira pastime was done. After this, there was a Rath Yatra Cart festival. So after the Cart festival, of course, in Cart festival there are lots of pastimes which cannot be narrated, where devotees were ecstatically dancing and stuff. After all this, there was then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to go to Vrindavana and try to discover the place of pastimes of Lord Krishna. Somehow, all these devotees never wanted Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to leave Orissa or leave the Puri. They tricked Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, telling some reasons that he should not go out of Puri. But somehow, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu understood that these people are tricking me and trying that I should not go out of this place, Puri. So then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu realized, he becomes very angry, telling that you people are not letting me to go and see my Lord, my Krishna. How unfair you people are. And that was the conversation that they had. Very sweet and mellow conversation where all those devotees have. Later on, Nityananda Prabhu associating with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and few other devotees, they go to Vrindavan. There in Vrindavan, there are lots of pastimes. So before going to Vrindavan, on the way, we also get this Jharikanda forest pastime, where Lord was passing through this Jharikanda, and all these other devotees were chanting the holy name of Lord. So these devotees were scared to go into Jharikanda forest because in that forest was completely, filled with all these wild animals. There was tiger, there was lion, there were all these ferocious animals there. So everybody were scared to enter into the forest. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was constantly chanting and dancing, happily going and singing. So other devotees were scared. They were like, no, we're not going to go. Kindly stop Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu from not entering into the Jharikanda forest. But they couldn't stop Chaitanya Mahaprabhu because he was in ecstasy. He was constantly singing, dancing, and he just proceeded forward. And few people, they collected themselves, telling that, okay, whatever happens, it happens with the desire of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we will go. So few people were scared, but still they were chanting and going. Few people were thinking, oh my God, what will happen now? Then few people were thinking, okay, whatever happens, it happens for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we will just go. So then different mindsets and different thoughts. So they started going behind Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, singing and dancing. These people all were scared. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was dancing in great ecstasy and singing. After some time, they saw tiger, bear, and there were rabbits, all these other animals, the birds, the bumblebees, and these butterflies, everything coming near Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And the tiger and the deer were, they were jumping and kissing each other and dancing. So these devotees were shocked. They were thinking, what is going on here? Because tiger always wanted to hunt. It will eat other animals. It will hunt the other animals and try to kill them. But here, what is happening is very different. That tiger, that lion, that bear, monkey, everybody are together hugging and dancing and kissing each other and singing the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. So devotees were thinking, this is really amazing because we can change a human. How can we change an animal? But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's just one Hare Krishna Kirtan was just going on, and even animals were singing and dancing there. So seeing at this, all these devotees were thinking it's really amazing, and they were thinking it is beyond our understanding how Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is doing, and they also started, dancing and singing with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with no fear, because even lion and tiger are in front of them dancing. So like this, so Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy can be on anybody, can be anybody who is listening to this stories now. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is such a merciful Lord. Only just by taking his name, only by just offering one sweet prayer or one prayer from our heart, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu becomes happy and pleased by that devotee, and his mercy will shower on that devotee, where that devotee will become a nice, very nice and a pure devotee in future and attains the Krishna Prema. So these are pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So if you want more pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, of course you all need to go through the book compiled by Srila Prabhupada, the commentary written by Srila Prabhupada, the Chaitanya Charitamrita. There are many volumes. There are many volumes of these books, and one carton of books you'll get together. It's divided into the three parts: the Adi Leela, Madhya Leela, and the Antya Leela. So we have discussed almost the Adi Leela and Madhya Leela pastimes in these um, three sessions. So few of these pastimes, but there are so many pastimes and Antya Leela also, very nice and beautiful pastimes in order to discuss. They just take us away from all these, misery that we are going through every day. So I hope everybody, you also start chanting the name of Krishna, like Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu have directly said, he have directly come all the way from Goloka Vrindavan to this material world to tell us only one thing: Bhaja Krishna. Please chant the name of the Lord. He says, Kalaidosh Nidhe Rajan Asteko Mahan Gunan Kirtana Deva Krishna Simukta Sangha Paramrajit. Only by chanting the names of Lord Shri Krishna, one can just come out of this material world, because this Kali Yuga is the nidhi of all the doshas. So Kalair Dosha Nidhe Rajan. Asti Eko Mahan Gunan. There is only one good quality of this Kali Yuga, that only by chanting the name of the Lord one can just get out of this material world, go and attain the love of Godhead. So we all, as the children of Lord, are always, hankering for love. So we try to go to different places. We seek love from many people, from the beloved one, from mother, from father, from friends, from the lover, from husband. Many, many, many. So we try to see love everywhere, but love is given by Lord in all the ways that we are now at present. So Lord is giving us his love. So we need to understand how we should take that love and the mercy that Lord is giving. The only love and mercy that Lord is giving us in this Kali Yuga is the chanting. So please chant the name of the Lord every day, so that you all can become nice devotees in future and attain Krishna Prema. Thank you very much for attending this session. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, madam. That was a very wonderful session about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, we actually forgot that we are listening. We were into a great ecstasy. This thing. So, we'll be, if you can sing one kirtana, still we have some 8 to 10 minutes time. A small kirtana for us. So,
a small kirtan.
It will be.
Okay, I would just sing a simple kirtan that we sing in our temple.
Yeah.
I may not use the instrument because in this, this laptop will absorb more sound of the instrument than mine. So
Okay.
I'll just clap. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivara Dhari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivara Dhari Yashodha Nandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodha Nandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari Yamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivara Dhari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Shama Chandra Radha Shama Chandra Radhe Jaya Gauranithai 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 Jaya Gauranithai Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev Nithai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nithai Gaura Hari Bol Shri Radha Shyamachandra Bhagwan ki Jai Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Wow. Excellent.
Thank you.
So I wish those who are watching this session and those who will watch this session after the recording this thing, that the blessings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu be with each one of you. And that was a very excellent session from Pavani madam. And madam, we look forward for many more such sessions in the future as well. And you want to add anything? Like
I would say
the
only
final quotation of Sri Mahaprabhu. What is the one line quote or anything of Sri Srila Prabhupada about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or anything?
Srila Prabhupada says only one thing. Always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. This is a one-line quotation he says, and he says, chant Hare Krishna and be happy. So these are, there are few of the lines of Srila Prabhupada which actually make us feel very, very happy. He says, always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. Yeah, he also says, chant Hare Krishna and be happy. And he used to say that books are the basis. Purity is the force. So all these quotations, so books are the main basis and our purity is the real force. So if we are pure from inside, the person. So that is what Srila Prabhupada used to say. So we all as grandchildren of Srila Prabhupada would only can do one thing for what Srila Prabhupada did is to preach and distribute his books all over the world. So we are going house to house, door to door, give books to many people and ask them to chant, read, try to cleanse their hearts and accept the movement of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So Srila Prabhupada, Srila Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu have said that within this 10,000 years, the starting 10,000 years of Kali Yuga is also known as Golden Age. So now we are in that Suvarna Yuga or the Golden Age, where at the end of the Golden Age, all the Dharma this has been said by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu directly to us, telling that one day that all these other dharmas, everybody who is following all these things will start chanting the name of the Lord. So he says, Prithvi ke ache nagaradigram sarvatra prachara hoye moranam. So one day in all this world, each and every nagara and grama will be chanting the name of the Lord. So we all are waiting for such a beautiful occurrence of chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, where everybody will be chanting the name of the Lord and the unity will be very together and we all will serve Lord as their sweet children. So this is what this is what I heard from our Guru, and that is what I would say and share to everybody. So try to chant as many rounds as you can. Try to read Srila Prabhupada books, and that will fill us more knowledge and more power and courage to take up this positive path of Krishna consciousness. That's it.
Oh, it was very nice. And so I do not feel like ending this session, but yes, we have to end today's session, tonight's session. So that was very good things you have told about the temples, like why we should clean the temple, because we are not cleaning the temple, but we are cleaning our hearts. And
Yes.
in this Kali Yuga, like we should be in the consciousness of Krishna consciousness. We should chant. We should be in His consciousness always, so that He will take care of everything. That is the ultimate. So hope this session will help all the viewers, those who are watching. And with this, we will end tonight's session. And Bhaja Govindam, Hare Krishna to all. Okay.
Hare
Namaste. Hare Krishna.